Alright everyone, I've just about finished the first layer of Sparky. Now despite there being pros and cons, the first layer actually turned out better than I was originally expecting. And I can still see the little details in Sparky that I wasn't really sure how visible they would be compared to his cardboard body. Now the main problem during all of this was that to actually get the first layer on, it took actually a month to get to this point. For different reasons. During my time on the second layer, I'm hoping with my skill and with my better understanding now and knowledge I've learned during the first, I'll be able to work faster and more productively on the second layer. If I change anything else though, that will further enhance my work on this on the second layer. Then I'll mention it all on my next update log. Now, as for side notes I wish to mention before starting on the second layer. First off, for Sparky's underfeet, I never got to this point during the first layer process because I wasn't sure how to fit it in with Sparky's feet always keeping his body up for half of the time, and secondly, if I were to do his feet, then the wet paper would end up getting stuck to the table and then ripping off all my work. As for the neck, to be honest, I actually forgot about this part during after I was done, but I discovered after realizing about the feet that a similar process would also happen in the term of not by the table, but by Sparky's head ripping his own neck off, which is never going to sound right in a sentence. So because of this, after I've done my update log that you're listening to now, these two are going to be my first priority first, to sort both layers at the same time, and hopefully that'll work, and then let them dry. Then let them dry and set for by the time I start working on the rest of the second layer of Sparky. Away from that and onto his head. Now many of you will notice. I'm sorry. Now many of you will notice before. Now many of you will notice before I finished the first layer that there was a load of tape around this general area. During my work on silver, and even all the way back through bronze, the upper half of the neck was sticking outwards, and the lower part was trying to go inwards into his own head. So all the tape you saw during this process was to keep everything lined, locked into place. Well, due to what I'm believing is honeycomb cardboard's more flexibility again. So hopefully it shall stay in place more. This should be more smooth now. And oh, I'm sorry. The reason why it was looking like this to begin with was, apart from work done on the neck area, Sparky's neck was making the top come out more, and I believe as well, along with my work, go inwards. So aside from that, hopefully this part stays more in place, which I'm happy with now for support, and this part stays well more in level with his whole design. Also, while I was doing this, I also decided to add some cardboard inside to help with structural support. Now then, final thing to mention. After I finished the first layer, I decided to go along the areas like the hole like the whole joint and legs area when I was using a weaker form of PVA glue mix. And so I went over again with a stronger form, in case during the process, if there was any areas that weren't fully sealed down as I previously shown, or if there was any parts that weren't exactly glued directly to the cardboard it sits on, causing air holes or the potential problems that I don't fully know yet about. Okay, that should be everything. Now it's time to get back to work on Sparky. But why do I feel like something bad is about to happen?
Main Dan!
Oh, hey, how was your vacation?
No, I don't want to hear it. You tricked me into going on that all-inclusive Mediterranean holiday, only for me to discover a week later you gave me a one-way ticket, abandoning me there to my fate. Now I think it's time you and I finally settle the score. What? No. Plot armor, protect me. Damn it, plot walls. Right then, guess I've got to go to plan B instead. Yay! Come here, main Dan. I just want to talk to you. Maybe load some bullets into your mouth. This is the end, main Dan. I'm taking over Sparky, your art award, and the studio. Any last words? Because I want stop to sink. What? Normally this idiot says what? Why would stopping to sink make me wait? I helped you make Sparky, which lets you getting a bronze in art award, and this is how you repay me.
Na 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 na.
Right then, that's pretty much it now. Originally, I wanted to add more comedy into my arts world due to, things I'm not going to bore you with, but can I help you? Wait. My master process is to make the robotic shell, though not painted yet, of the model, not to promote stocks. Not to promote the stocks market.
Or you could schedule it in.
Ah, shit!
Schedule it in.
Oh, that's a relief. I thought I got someone on me. That was a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, good enough. Alright then viewers, I've now completed the second layer of Sparky's Magic Coat. Now compared to this in the first layer, although I believe I have improved time-wise, on speeding through this compared to the first one, it still took me almost a month to complete it, which is near enough similar to the total amount of time I think it took to complete the first layer. Now, despite this, I've been able to still keep to what I said in going over to all now the changes that I've made in order to prove the speed of which I work for Sparky, and I've also analysed and I think I understand the setbacks as to what causes me to be in the position that I am. Right then, to start with, I now have a better understanding of the mache process now compared to as everything is mentioned during the first layer. So that speaking by itself is a natural first reason. And secondly, now that I have the first layer on, I'm able to just mimic and go over what I've done already, as I wasn't quite sure how to layer the paper, so I can still keep to the shape and structure that I had in mind for when Sparky comes to be painted. Also using the paper and a bit of improvising along the way, I'm able to go over with the paper and tape to cover up areas and inflate it a little bit. I could say they'll make holes underneath, but on the other side will also improve the shape of which I'm intending. As for the downsides, as to what's still causing my holdups, firstly, I need to be realistic with myself because I have limited days and hours each week here at the studio. Well, time-wise, in order to work on him. While as for someone else doing the arts award, they may be doing it from the comfort of the home, so they have all the time in the world to be working away at it. Secondly, although never shown, it would have been helpful if I pre-made my strips just like I did with the first one, as that caused me a bit of confusion with which strips were related to what, and other examples. Because for some reason, for me, having strips pre-prepared so I know where everything is just how I naturally think. And it does help for areas like the tail, for instance. Finally, for the last two, working faster is not possible, which I originally intended, apart from as just mentioned for number one. But secondly, because I haven't worked on mache work since I was little, as previously mentioned, just like with as previously mentioned, unlike model making, which is something I've hardly not done before, it is understandable why naturally it's taken me some time to get this point, and skills like that require a long time require years of practice and skill in order to be as effective as I originally intended, imagined, I say, in wanting to be. Finally, I've come to a bit of a mental realization after giving this one some thought. And if you take, for instance, on his neck brace, I'm not just trying to lay a Sparky so that everything stays on. I'm also layering it to make sure I keep to the vision, to make sure I keep in line with the I'm also trying to layer it so I can still visualize the intended outcome that I wish to have for when it comes to be painted. Right then, fine. One last word before we move on to the third layer. I'm expecting to have some more unexpected problems, though I may be wrong based on how things have gone for the first and second layer. One example could be where upon closer inspection of how creases sharp edges and lumps form where the paper cements into place if not taken care of, I'm not fully sure once I come to doing the fourth flight if it will stick out or not. Though that probably won't be the case, but I don't really want to take this chance. So yeah, just examples like that is what I'm worried about. As for the fourth one, I'll come back to that when I get to it. Right then, time to get back to work. Wait, something's wrong. Oh dear. Oh, my camera's battery's gone. Oh, this is going to make people sick.
Okay, your tail's now done. Now it's time to sort the joints and then the lower legs. Alright then, time to get started. Wait, Big Alien, what are you doing here? No, Sparky is not for eating. Aliens these days. By the way, has anyone seen my brush?